Have you heard about the big bailout for house cleaners? We're going to talk about it today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by Savvy Cleaner Training, which is a membership site where we have courses and group coaching, and we help house cleaners grow and scale their cleaning businesses. So check it out at savvycleaner.com, because right now we are helping house cleaners reinvent their businesses post-COVID-19. So all the house cleaning has changed a little bit because of the new era of cleaning and the expectation of cleaning. So check it out, savvycleaner.com. All right, on to today's show. Very interesting topic, and I want to share this with you because I belong to several Facebook groups where there are cleaning business owners, and right now everyone is alarmed. Everyone is disillusioned by the crisis that we're going through at a global level. Now, house cleaners, for the most part, have always been in a safe business. And it's been safe because if you have a 9-to-5 job and you get fired, then suddenly all of your income is gone. In the house cleaning business, if you have a customer that cancels, well, that's unfortunate, but you have a whole bunch of other customers that are still going to pay your bills. So it's been a fail-safe business even during recessionary times. And so what's happening right now, where we have lots of customers canceling and everybody staying home, it's thrown up this really weird energy where house cleaners are suddenly feeling like the rug has been ripped out from underneath them. And they feel like suddenly they have become non-essential and that no one cares. And the truth is, there are a lot of small business owners that are in this situation right now. And so they're not working, they are at home, they're quarantining right now, and they're sitting here scratching their head saying, what's going to happen next? And what am I supposed to do next? So there are a lot of house cleaners that are saying to themselves, my business was being paid for by earnings that came in every day. And so I don't have any reserve or anything saved up in order to pay my bills for the next couple of months. Do I file for unemployment? Do I file for a small business loan? Do I file for a government help? What do I do in order to survive? And there's this angst and this overwhelm and a depression and frustration that's setting in. But what I want to remind you of in this time is that the biggest bailout for house cleaners has already happened. And I don't know that you're aware of it because many of the conversations that we're having, you're not participating in it. So I want to come back to the basics, and I would want to remind you that your business has been granted a multi-billion-dollar machine, your business. All right, now let me stop for a second and say that I own a couple of really nice cars, and they can only take one particular kind of fuel. If I were to put a garden hose inside my car and then try to drive that car down the road, it would putter to a stop and it would kind of fall apart and I would ruin the engine, okay? So the reality is this multi-billion-dollar machine that your business has been granted is a self-correcting machine. Check it out. You can feed it all kinds of crap like macaroni and cheese and booze and cheap cookies and whatever. And the billion-dollar machine is like, whoa, what did you just feed me? Then it self-corrects. It processes all of the gunk, and then it's back to good again, right? If you cut it and it bleeds, all of a sudden it heals itself, and within a matter of days, there's nothing there, like nothing ever happened, right? It heals itself. This multi-billion-dollar machine is more valuable than any piece of equipment or cleaning equipment or vacuums or whatever that you could buy. This machine can think all on its own. I know, it's super exciting when you stop to think that you can throw a problem at it and it has the ability to resolve and come up with new ideas and new answers, and it can come back with solutions. It's amazing how it works. This machine is not stationary. It's not a robot. It can move all over. It can bend, it can lift, it can reach, it can go in all kinds of different places. It has joints and elbows and fingers and toes, and it can grab things and move things. It's very pliable. And so what would you pay for a machine like that? Oh my goodness, imagine what you could do in your business. Okay, so the good news is this. The bailout came from the birth parents that gave you life. Every single one of you is sitting on right now a multi-billion-dollar machine. And the reason I say multi-billion dollars is because as we look out in the universe, there are people out there that have earned billions of dollars, right? How did they do it? How did they create billions of dollars when they look just like us? Well, guess what? They have the same resources we do. They have the same eyes, ears, nose, mouth, brain. I mean, they have all the same package. We're all working with the same kind of things. Now, there are different nuances of each of the packages, and that's what makes it glorious, because everybody has their own little different twist and spin on things. But everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. Everybody has the same package, and I say a package that moves and shakes and can think and dance and reason and self-heal and all this stuff, right? So what are you doing with your multi-billion-dollar machine? During this time, there are a whole bunch of people that are going into a state of annihilation. And I say annihilation because they're like, this is just too much stress. I can't deal with it. I'm going to go in and take a nap, and I'm just going to bury myself in my sleep. And they're sleeping for hours on end. And then when they wake up, they're exhausted and they haven't moved around. So there's no blood circulating through them. So they feel lethargic and they go back to bed again. There are people that are using this time that is the most creative time in history that we've ever had. There are people that are going to come out of this crisis and they are going to be booming in business because they've used this time to strategize and to figure out a way to use this to optimize on whatever happens next. And there are people that are just drinking themselves to oblivion. They've raided their own little mini bar, if you will, and they've gone to the ABC store to try to replenish their supplies, and they're just drinking their sorrows away. Is that what you want to pour in the fuel tank of this multi-billion-dollar machine during a time of crisis? That's like just putting it in a great big lockout mode and saying, hey, you know what? We're just going to like dump this machine off the side of a cliff. That's not healthy at all, right? This is a time when more than ever, you need to get your multi-billion-dollar machine up and cranking. And if it's been on hold for a while, if you haven't been utilizing the power that it can provide, this is the time you need to stop and slow down and consolidate all of your energies and your resources and say, what do I know? What are my skills? What can I bring to this situation? How can I navigate the next couple of months? Because the next couple of months are going to get a little bit scary because of the last couple of months. So everything works a couple of months out where you have jobs, and those jobs, the money comes in, you take the money, you pay the bills for the future. Those jobs didn't come in. So paying the bills for the future right now is the concern. This is the time where you want to take the multi-billion-dollar machine and you want to get super creative and you want to use every resource that it can provide you to help move you through the next few months. That's what superstars do in a crisis. And so instead of feeling woeful and sorry for yourself, this is the time I want you to stop and come back to focus, because right now you have the biggest gift you could ever hope for in business, and it's right underneath your nose, literally underneath your nose. All right, so I hope that helps a little bit. I really want you to think about this, because right now you are in possession of the most powerful tool. And if you use it to your advantage, it can be the most powerful tool for your family and for your business moving forward. Alrighty, I hope this helps. If it does, please pass it on to a friend. If we've earned your subscription, please subscribe. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.